China recently unveiled chip manufacturing capabilities that semiconductor experts predicted would take a decade to achieve. Operating without access to the world's most advanced equipment, engineers have reached 7-nanometer production at commercial scale. Today, I'm breaking down 8 technologies reshaping the global semiconductor industry as China builds an alternative chip supply chain. And I'll explain exactly why number 1 represents where advanced manufacturing is heading. Subscribe because the chip war is accelerating. Kicking off at number 8, SMIC 7-nanometer. Chip production with the Huawei Kirin 9000S. SMIC manufactured a 7-nanometer chip powering Huawei's Mate 60 Pro smartphone, achieving this without access to EUV lithography equipment. The Kirin 9000S processor measures 107 square millimeters and supports 5G connectivity. Watch as independent teardown analysis from Tech Insights confirmed this represents China's first commercial advanced node system on chip with integrated SRAM. This addresses the fundamental challenge of smartphone processor manufacturing under export restrictions. However, production costs run approximately 50% higher than TSMC's equivalent process, with yield rates remaining below industry standards for mature 7-nanometer production. But the engineering method behind this breakthrough takes number 7. Coming in at 7, multi-patterning lithography technology. SMIC achieved advanced node production using deep ultraviolet lithography with quadruple-patterning, a technique that exposes wafers 4 separate times to create features smaller than the light wavelength allows. This process uses 193-nanometer DUV scanners from ASML, machines not restricted by export controls, combined with sophisticated alignment and etching steps between each exposure. Here's the engineering reality. Each patterning pass must align within 2 nanometers of precision across a 300-millimeter wafer. SMIC's process requires approximately 60% more processing steps than TSMC's EUV-based 7-nanometer production, increasing manufacturing time from 6 weeks to 9 weeks per wafer lot. Western fabs abandon takes number 7. Coming in at 7, multi-patterning lithography technology. SMIC achieved advanced node production using deep ultraviolet lithography with quadruple patterning opportunities and improving yields. However, with EUV systems restricted and DUV equipment already installed, Chinese engineers optimized what they had access to rather than waiting for technology they couldn't acquire. The technique works, but faces hard physics limits. Industry experts consider 5-nanometer production using DUV multi-patterning technically possible but economically impractical. Each additional patterning pass compounds alignment errors and reduces overall yield. China's memory chip revolution takes the middle tier. At number 6, YMTC 3D NAND flash memory with X-Tacking 4.0. Yangtze Memory Technologies unveiled its X-Tacking 4.0 architecture featuring 294 active layers in 3D NAND flash memory. The company bonds 2 structures containing 150 and 144 layers using hybrid bonding technology, achieving 19.8 gigabits per square millimeter density. This surpassed Samsung's layer count when introduced. YMTC's production capacity reached 1.51 million wafers in 2025, overtaking Micron's projected output. Here's how it works. X-Tacking fabricates memory cells and logic circuits on separate wafers, then connects them using molecular-level bonding rather than traditional bumps. This enables thinner packaging and faster data transfer rates in solid-state drives. Compared to established NAND producers, YMTC achieved this approximately 3 years behind Samsung and SK Hynix in layer count technology. However, scaling to match global leaders' production efficiency faces equipment supply constraints, with the company still relying partially on Western lithography tools despite localization efforts. The semiconductor equipment maker advancing China's capabilities ranks next. Holding the 5 spot, Naura Technology Equipment Manufacturing. Naura Technology achieved revenue between 27.6 and 31.78 billion yuan in 2024, representing growth up to 44% year-over-year. The company manufactures etching systems, chemical vapor deposition tools, and atomic layer deposition equipment, serving SMIC and YMTC facilities. Naura now ranks 6th globally among semiconductor equipment makers, rising from 10th place. The engineering approach involves developing capacitively coupled plasma etching equipment and plasma-enhanced chemical vapor deposition systems that have integrated into customer production lines at commercial scale. China's equipment self-sufficiency rate reached 13.6% in 2024, with Naura contributing significantly to dry etch and deposition tool categories. Compared to Applied Materials and Tokyo Electron, Naura's technology lags approximately one generation in advanced process capability. The company captured roughly 5% of the global dry etch market, while U.S. suppliers retained 59% market share. Expansion plans include a 3.816 billion yuan Beijing facility, producing 500 integrated circuit equipment units annually. But America's next-generation process technology claims number 4. The fourth position belongs to Intel 18, a process node at 1.8 nanometers. Intel's 18A process node entered risk production in 2025, featuring ribbon FET gate-all-around transistors and PowerVia backside power delivery. The technology promises 30% higher chip density and 15% improved performance per watt compared to Intel 3. Intel plans to use 18A for Panther Lake laptop processors and Clearwater Forest server CPUs launching before 2026. Here's what sets this apart. PowerVia moves power delivery circuitry to the die's backside using nanoscale through silicon vias, improving power performance by 4% while increasing standard cell utilization. Ribbon FET architecture provides finer electrical current control, reducing power leakage as transistor density increases. When Intel launched 18A in 2014, when development began in the early 2020s, the company aimed to match TSMC's 2-nanometer equivalent by late 2025. TSMC's N2 node also uses gate-all-around transistors and enters volume production in late 2025, creating direct competition. While technically advanced, Intel faces yield optimization challenges and must prove it can manufacture these chips profitably for external foundry customers. The company secured initial design wins, but needs significant customer adoption to validate its foundry business model. With Intel reporting a $13 billion loss in 2024 against TSMC's $41 billion operating profit, execution remains critical. An established Chinese equipment manufacturer ranks higher, taking the bronze, Amec etching equipment systems. Advanced microfabrication equipment reported 9.065 billion yuan revenue in 2024, marking 44.7% growth. The company's etching equipment sales reached 7.276 billion yuan, rising 54.71% year-over-year. Amec supplies capacitively coupled plasma etchers and inductively coupled plasma systems to Chinese semiconductor fabs, now controlling approximately 5% of the global dry etch market. The technical achievement here involves developing etching systems without full access to American components, replacing 80% of restricted equipment with domestic alternatives by 2024. Amec's founder, former Applied Materials engineer Gerald Yin, established the company in 2004 and navigated multiple patent disputes with Lam Research before securing favorable Chinese court rulings. With 20 years of development, Amec created 3 generations and 18 etching machine models, achieving market entry into Taiwan despite intellectual property challenges. The company's LPCVD tungsten deposition systems saw adoption accelerate from 1 unit shipped in 2023 to 128 units in 2024. Engineering experts note that Amec's equipment still trails Applied Materials and Lam Research in advanced process capability, particularly for sub-7 nanometer nodes. However, cost advantages and lack of export restrictions have driven rapid domestic market share gains. The company plans 3.05 billion yuan investment in a Chengdu research facility, focusing on chemical vapor deposition and atomic layer deposition equipment through 2030. But Taiwan's foundry expansion on American soil takes silver. The runner-up position, TSMC Arizona multi-fab expansion. TSMC's Arizona Fab 21. Phase 1 entered mass production in early 2025, manufacturing 4-nanometer chips for Apple and NVIDIA with yield rates 4% higher than Taiwan operations. Phase 2 completed construction for 3-nanometer production targeting late 2026, while Phase 3 was accelerated to 2027, 1 year ahead of schedule, featuring 2-nanometer and A16 process technologies with nanosheet transistors. This $165 billion investment represents the largest foreign direct investment in U.S. history, with combined monthly capacity reaching 50,000 to 70,000 wafer starts across 6 planned fabrication facilities. The complex employs 4,500 workers with specialized semiconductor training programs. What makes this unprecedented? Transferring cutting-edge semiconductor manufacturing from Taiwan to America while maintaining comparable yields and quality metrics. The expansion addresses geopolitical supply chain risks and positions Arizona as America's advanced semiconductor hub. However, TSMC's most advanced technology still remains in Taiwan, with Arizona facilities operating approximately 2 years behind the company's flagship operations, because number 1 takes an entirely different approach to semiconductor independence. And claiming the number 1 spot, China's mature node fab expansion network. After examining breakthrough 7-nanometer chips and cutting-edge American foundries, this development represents where global semiconductor strategy is actually heading. China added 18 new chip fabrication facilities in 2024 alone, focusing on 28-nanometer and above processes. By late 2025, Chinese foundries account for over 25% of global mature node capacity among top 10 foundries. SMIC projects adding 1 new fab annually with 50,000 12-inch wafer monthly capacity, backed by $7.5 billion capital expenditure in 2025. This expansion targets automotive chips, industrial electronics, power management, and Internet of Things applications. Here's why this matters more than advanced node breakthroughs. These mature processes serve the new productive forces industries: electric vehicles, battery systems, solar cells, industrial robotics. Watch as China's domestic semiconductor equipment makers supply increasing portions of this expansion, with companies like Naura and Amec providing etching and deposition tools that bypass Western export controls. If successful at scale, this strategy creates comprehensive manufacturing independence for the technologies powering China's industrial base. While 7-nanometer chips generate headlines, 28-nanometer and larger processes represent 70% of global semiconductor demand by volume. Current estimates project Chinese mature node capacity reaching 3 to 5 times global demand by 2027. Engineering assessments indicate China's approach prioritizes manufacturing volume and supply chain resilience over bleeding-edge transistor density. However, massive oversupply threatens pricing pressure across global markets, with Western competitors UMC, global foundries, and smaller fabs facing margin compression. This represents the long game, building complete domestic supply chains for the chips that actually run modern industry. Strategies like China's mature node manufacturing network show how semiconductor competition continues to evolve beyond pure technology races. And the supply chain transformations reshaping global chip production are more strategic than individual process breakthroughs. Subscribe and hit the bell because I analyze the technologies driving industrial power shifts, not just the specifications making headlines.